The Catalan president asked the leader of the opposition to meet him tomorrow in the government headquarters, but she refused because there's a yellow ribbon in solidarity with jailed and exiled politicians hanging from the building's balcony. Hello and welcome to Catalan News. Catalonia and Spain have new presidents and new ministers, but they still face the same challenges as before. Will Torra and Pedro Sánchez succeed in solving the crisis between Catalonia and Spain? Will the new government in Madrid adopt a more conciliatory stance with the situation of Catalan leaders in jail and abroad, for instance allowing them to be transferred to prisons near their families as they've requested? So far both leaders seem keen to meet, while the main opposition party in Catalonia, unionist Ciutadans, is refusing to engage in conversations with, quote, a separatist government. We discuss today the latest in the political sphere, and we'll learn about the latest business investments in Barcelona, which involves Siemens, and we'll also show you a very unique and sweet animal, an Iberian lynx, who's just showed up in Catalonia. Dialogue, dialogue and dialogue. Foreign leaders, the EU and even political parties in Catalonia and Spain have always said that this will be the only solution to the political stalemate. But it's not always easy to restart dialogue, especially with some political leaders in jail and others fighting extradition abroad and facing 30 years behind bars. The Catalan government says it's willing to talk without preconditions, but would like to see the release of those in jail, saying they only defended their political ideas when they organised a referendum. A yellow ribbon is hanging from the government headquarters balcony to remember them, and now this symbol has become a hindrance for dialogue.
The new Catalan government held its first official meeting today. President Quim Torra and his ministers walked through the so-called Orange Tree courtyard and sat around the table reserved for members of the cabinet. After 7 months of direct rule, a sort of institutional normality might be coming back to Catalonia. Yet tensions between pro-independence parties and unionists still run high. The leader of the opposition refused to meet the president in the government's headquarters until a yellow ribbon, a symbol of solidarity with jailed pro-independence leaders, is removed from the building's facade.
Com que respectem la neutralitat institucional, considerem que el Palau de la Generalitat no pot tenir un símbol polític.
The Catalan government regretted her decision, but made it clear that the yellow ribbon would stay put.
La pancarta es retirarà el dia que ja no hi hagi motius per tenir la pancarta, que ens encantaria que fos molt aviat. Mentrestant, la pancarta seguirà en el seu lloc per defensar els drets civils i drets fonamentals.
The leader of the unionist Ciutadans party went on to say that she was worried that Spain's new president was willing to meet his Catalan counterpart. Yet the official in Madrid charged with dealing with the Catalan crisis said that they're ready to turn the page and initiate talks.
Escuchar, dialogar y consensuar. Creo que la recuperación de la palabra, de las palabras, con Cataluña especialmente, pero con todas las comunidades autónomas, es imprescindible.
Pedro Sánchez came to power only last week with the help of votes from pro-independence parties. Some might see it as symptomatic that he's chosen a Catalan socialist to deal with public administrations. Yet other appointments have been much criticised by the pro-independence parties. The governments in Madrid and Barcelona seem willing to reduce tensions, but after months of political animosity, working together might take more than just goodwill.
9 Catalan politicians and activists are behind bars in the Madrid region. Some have been there for more than 7 months now, and for the first time a video has been leaked showing their daily life in prison. The footage published by Catalan newspaper Ara shows former Vice President Oriol Junqueras and former ministers Raúl Romeva and Joaquim Forn in the Extremera prison. The video seems to have been recorded with a secret camera and shows Junqueras teaching philosophy to other inmates while Romeva listens carefully and Forn writing his memoirs in the library. An investigation is already underway to discover how they were filmed and who did it. The footage has caused controversy. Some relatives have denounced the violation of the intimacy of their loved ones, while the paper justifies the publication of the video as visual proof that the political leaders are behind bars. What is clear, the footage has renovated calls to transfer them to Catalan prisons where they will be closer to their relatives, and the decision is in the Spanish government's hands.
Totes les decisions que tinguin com a objectiu curar ferides han de ser benvingudes. I aquesta decisió és una decisió en aquest sentit. El que passa, també s'ha de recordar, és que qualsevol decisió del govern ha d'estar sotmès a l'estat de dret i a la separació de poders. I dins del marge de maniobra que tingui el govern, clarament hem d'intentar prendre decisions en aquest sentit. I la dispersió de presos és una política que té a veure amb el terrorisme, no té res a veure amb les persones que estan a la presó de l'anterior govern.
Let's move on to business now, because foreign investment keeps coming in at a good pace in Barcelona. After investment announcements by Facebook, Nestlé and Microsoft, today two big international companies also started their activities in the area of the city, proving why the Financial Times selected Catalonia as one of the best regions in the south of Europe to invest in this year.
Today was a busy day for inaugurations in Barcelona. Two international companies in very different sectors have set up bases in the Catalan capital, further consolidating the city as a key player in the global business world. The German multinational giant Siemens opened a new digital innovation center, employing a team of 50 experts in data and software. It is the company's fourth technological hub of this kind in the world, after Shanghai, Berlin, and Orlando. Using the company's own cloud-based operating system, MindSphere, the center will work with clients in the energy sector. Keeping with the times and the so-called Fourth Industrial Revolution, the platform will manage power plant data in order to better implement plans and maintenance. As far as the company is concerned, the future is bright.
I'm really excited to be here, to be able to, as Rosa said, be a part of the planting of this seed. We don't know how this is going to grow, but we do know that it will grow. Whether it becomes a tree like an oak tree or a pine tree or whatever else, we don't know yet, but that's the beauty of innovation.
Barcelona is known as being an attractive base for technology companies and startups. But today, another kind of business altogether also set up shop in the city. Elis Manomatic, Europe's leader in laundry services, opened an industrial dry cleaning center that will cater to 40% of the hotels and restaurants in the city and surrounding area.
Hemos empezado este proyecto hace 3 años, cuando nos dimos cuenta que había un crecimiento muy potente del sector hotelero en Barcelona.
The company forecasts that the plant will create 200 jobs. And as it stands, it can handle 130 kilos of clothes every 90 seconds. The company has 3 plants in Catalonia. Although it is optimistic, the company also hopes that Barcelona's measures to cap mass tourism in the form of a moratorium on the building of new hotels will have no impact on its business.
Imagine travelling around 1,000 kilometres from one side of the Iberian Peninsula to the other. Well, that's what a very special 4-year-old named Litio has managed to do. He's an endangered Iberian lynx, the very first to be seen in Catalonia in over 100 years. He was born in captivity in 2014, released in Portugal in 2015, and last seen only a year later. He was found last week in a cherry tree grove south of Barcelona. His tracking collar battery died, so experts cannot exactly explain how he made it from Portugal to Catalonia, but he's in perfect health. The lynx's main prey is the European rabbit, and his good health is thought to be due to the large amount of them in the area where he was found. Now he'll be transferred to a reserve in the south of Spain. There are few periods of history more fascinating and mysterious than ancient Egypt. Pharaohs, pyramids, secret tunnels and hieroglyphics have enchanted people for generations. And now, if you're in Barcelona, you can discover much more of these ancient times with a new exhibition that comes after a collaboration between the Kaiser Forum and the British Museum.
Descendants of the gods, protectors of the order of the universe, lords of the two lands and high priests of every temple. These were the pharaohs of ancient Egypt. Now, a new exhibit in Barcelona takes visitors deep into the world of these monarchs. It's called Pharaoh, King of Egypt, and it aims to dispel myths that still live within the collective imagination. After all, and despite their image, the pharaohs were political leaders.
Being a king, for example, ruling a country which was probably quite complex in terms of administration and so on, so we explore that kind of areas, but also the relationship with superpowers around Egypt.
The exhibit was put on in collaboration with the British Museum and displays over 150 items including fine gold jewelry, monumental statues and carved reliefs from temples. And through them, it explores all facets of life as a pharaoh. One dimension was that of the military, since the rulers presented themselves as valiant warriors and brilliant strategists. Then there's the divine. The kings were viewed as earthly incarnations of the gods and were expected to appease thousands of recognized divinities. Even the pharaoh's death plays a part. And the time spent to explore is vast. The pharaohs, a model for civilization to come, ruled for over 3,000 years, placing Cleopatra closer to us than she was to the pyramids. Still, to get the most out of this exhibit, there's plenty of time. With scores of conferences and activities, and costing under €5, it opens tomorrow and runs until September.
Fascinating stuff. That's it from us for now, but check out this amazing concert before we go. One by opera singers Josep Carreras and Ainhoa Arteta, who opened the Jardins de Pedralbes festival in Barcelona yesterday. Thanks for watching and enjoy.
Vi fate sposa, io ti sto sempre accanto.